Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to create purchase requisitions and POs from a company business type setting. The company business type and partnership share almost, or rather, they actually share similar um, approval workflow processes. It's only that partnership you can choose how many partners you need, a single partner, or you can actually choose to use a normal approval workflow, which we are going to use here. So in this video, we're going to look at how a normal approval workflow is going to function. Before, we had already created the users that we needed to assist us in approving. There's going to be a lot of logging in and logging out so that we can see how the different users are going to assist in the creation of PR and PO and in the approval process. And because we want to keep this video short, we will only focus on purchase requisitions and PO. And after that, we're going to look at how a supplier can be able to create their own invoice and how we, as the internal users, are going to be able to see that invoice and process the payments. So, with that, let's get straight to it. We will go to purchase requisition and click create PR. Again, like before, we can request some office supplies and say marketing this time around. So we're going to click create a draft PR just like we had done it before. And I hope we can be able to recall that when we were creating the approval workflow for the company business type, we had two levels. Level one could approve from 0 to 10,000 Kenya shillings. Level two could approve from 10,001 Kenya shillings to any amount after that. So based on that, we have created our first PR at 15,000 so that we can be able to see how those two levels are going to work. So we can click create draft PR, then click view, then submit for approval. Now I want you to note it's very different from how the sole proprietorship was working. The PR has already been submitted for approval, but us, as the administration or the admin rather, we cannot see it on the notification because we have already configured who is supposed to approve. And the first approver that we had created had the Department of Finance, and their role was approver. So now we're going to log out and we're going to sign in as the user who was in the finance department and had a role of approver, and they will be able to approve for the first level. And then we are going to sign in as administration department and the role of approver to be able to approve for the next level, which is level two. I have added my users here. So the first approver for level one So you can see we've now signed in as John Approver, who was the level one approver. And you can already see that they have a notification in the notification bell icon over here. You click on it. And I want you to notice the different ways we had configured the approval workflow. We had called this specific level for the approval of purchase requisitions finance review. So from 0 to 10,000 Kenya shillings, the user that was in level 1, the title of that approval workflow level was finance review, and you can see it right here, finance review. So those are some of the details that you need to ensure you add when you're configuring the system in order for you and anyone else to understand. So now myself as John Approver, I know that I am in the level of finance review, and now I'm going to be able to approve what is in the system in accordance to the amount that the admin had given to me. So I'll click approve. And just as you can see, it's telling me that it's pending the next approver. And you can see the current approval level now is management approval, because I, as the finance review, I have already approved. So the next user is going to be the user who has been configured in the management approval level. So we will log out, and we're going to sign in as the level 2 approver. Now we are the level 2 approver, whose name was Maria Approver 2. And now you can see that in the notification icon, we have a notification. We'll click that. And again, when you look at the approval detail, you can actually see the current approval level is management approval, which is the level 2 approval name. So again, we are going to approve because this PR is up to 15,000 Kenya shillings, and level 2 approves from 10,001 Kenya shillings to above that. Okay, so we click approve. And just like that, you can now see there is no active level. Here in the current approval level section, you can see no active level, meaning that this PR has been completely approved. So now we can log out, and we can now sign in as the other user we had created. That user had the Department of Procurement, and their role was also procurement. And we had given them the name Linda Procurement. And now you can see the name here is Linda Procurement. This is a user we had created with the Department of Procurement and the role of procurement. And now they have a task, and their task is to create the PR, the PO from the approved purchase requisition. They can click create PO from PR. And now they can be able to choose the supplier. This is Office Supplies again. So we're going to choose Apex Office Solutions. Make sure that everything is correct. And then click create purchase order, and then submit for approval. Now, once you've submitted for approval, this purchase order will go through the same approval process, just like the purchase requisition. So someone in the user in level 1 will sign in and approve, and the user in level 2 will sign in and approve because of the base amount of that PO. So that's basically it. But now in this now in the next video, I am going to show you how we are going to approve the purchase order, and how this same purchase order will be used by the supplier to create an invoice in the supplier portal. So stay tuned for the next part. Thank you for your time.